invaded. They nearly destroyed us.
It's a day the pupils at one West London school will never forget.
Hollywood came to high school today as Harrison Ford joined a stellar cast.
And Sir Ben Kingsley made a surprise visit and held classes about how to break into the film industry.
They were here to talk about that as part of Film Club, a UK initiative.
Film Club currently helps 900 London schools, from giving them DVDs to sending the stars in.
Thank you so much for joining us, guys, and welcome to Westminster Academy.
Thank you for having us.
Now, question to Gavin. You've got some really big moral issues going on here. At the same time, you've got these really massive, spectacular action set pieces. How important to you was it to balance that just right?
This is a movie, and one of the things you have to do with a movie is let people be entertained and have fun and create fantastic visuals. And so the opportunity to do that with the battle room, with this wonderful space where these young actors got to fly around in zero gravity, and when we were up in space filming that was the best part, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That was really cool. That was like,
heightens the budget.
Yeah, films are about presenting a world where the audience can bring their own experiences to it, hopefully debate it with people who've had different experiences, and you can come at this film from the point of view of a younger protagonist like Asa or Hailee, or you can come at it and see it from the point of view of someone like Sir Ben Kingsley or Harrison Ford.
He's not ready. You're never ready. But when you're ready enough.
Harrison, how different is it making a sci-fi film like Ender's Game compared to when you did Star Wars in 1977?
Not much different. In Star Wars, I remember that I once stumbled through the wrong door in a California studio where they were taking plastic car kits and airplane kits and making the spaceship, the Millennium Falcon, with little pieces of plastic. And then they would put that on an arm and they would fly it past the camera. And that's the way the effects were created in the olden days. But when you saw it in the film and it came in accompanied by deep thumping music and the title, the scroll telling you in a whatever it is, a long time ago in a place. I just work here, I'm sorry. It was a long time ago and far, far away. But the point I'm trying to make is it doesn't matter whether it's generated in a computer, it doesn't matter whether it comes out of a bunch of car kits. You can't just wow people. You've got to give them some emotional relationship to the experience that's being generated for them. It's got to be story, story, story.
If you don't try, then we will all be lost.
My question is to Asa, right? Ender's a very complicated character, and I felt that the audience developed a real bond with him throughout the film. Does it make it hard to leave the character behind when you finished filming?
It's a good question. When you're making a film, you do develop not just a bond with your fellow peers and actors, you do develop a bond with the character. And for me, Ender as a character, I mean, I talked with Gavin a lot about this, about where we wanted to take it. In Ender's character, there is pressure on him. Well, there's the fate of planet Earth on his shoulders, which is a lot of pressure. I mean, of course, the pressures I face are nothing in compared to his, but that is a way that we connected. And when we finished filming, it was, I mean, yes, it was sad, but it's also a bit of relief because you can let go because you've done your job and now it's time to move on.
Yeah, I'm not yelling at him anymore.
Exactly.
You see things in a way we can't. You alone can understand the enemy. You will be the one.
Sir Ben, I'm sure you have lots of film scripts put in front of you all the time. My question is, what attracts you to a certain role, and why did this one in particular capture your imagination?
I like to, on the page, read a creature in its pure form, because all of us are doing our job. We're working to tell the story collectively, and in the case of this particular film, Asa's performance is so empathetic that we can all shape the connection between him and the audience, and perhaps even shape the connection between my character and the audience. But it's so collaborative filmmaking. If by the writer and director you're placed firmly, you're given a place to stand, you're then given a chance to move people.
Stay calm. Here we go.
Hailee, in Ender's Game, your character has to be really hardworking to beat lots of competition. Is it a similar story to being successful as an actor?
When you're placed in a project, you're there to support each other, and you're in it together, and you come together as a team to form something beautiful. So I like to think it is as more so being competitive with myself, I think, than anybody else. But in terms of the film, there's a lot of hard work that my character has to do in order to keep up, given she's one of very few girls in the battle school and the only girl in her army. She has to do a lot to maintain the respect that she gets from her peers.
We should tell him the truth.
Why?
When it's over, what will be left of the boy?
What does it matter if there's nothing left at all?
Harrison, some of the iconic films that you've worked on, so Star Wars, Indiana Jones, they're absolutely loved by Film Club members. Thousands of them have given 5-star reviews. How much does it mean to you that young people still enjoy those films today as much as they did when they were first released?
These movies do have a cultural utility in the way. I do think that we require to hear stories about ourselves, whether we're cave painting or we're making giant movies. We need stories to be able to step away from our own perspective and gain some understanding of what's happening around us.
What positive role can film play in the personal development of young people?
I'm tempted to tell a story that Martin Scorsese and I sort of warmed to and discovered, because Harrison mentioned something that triggered this story. He mentioned cave paintings. Now, in these Lascaux cave paintings that are prehistoric, we notice that under each animal are 6 or 7 legs, not 4. He thought about this, and then he realized if you light a fire underneath these cave drawings, the light catches each leg as it flickers differently, and the animals appear to be moving. Cinema has been with us for a very, very, very long time. It's here to stay. It's a celebration, it's a mirror of our lives, and it's been around that long from the caves of Lascaux, which is extraordinary.